between the WBO Junior Lightweight World Champion.
For his grandson, I'd say that they were crazy. But I'd known Nico's mother since she was a little girl. She's a twin, and I've known the family, and they're great people. Nico went to the best, one of the best schools in Nevada, where he lives, as I do, Las Vegas, Bishop Gorman, and now is a student at UNLV. So he's on the path to the future as an educated young man, and I've seen him in the gym. He has ability. Now, nobody is saying, boastfully, that ability is like his grandfather's. We don't know, and we don't expect that. But he has ability. He won his first fight, and this is his second fight. And I know he's very happy to be fighting here in Atlanta.
Well, I'm sure you can echo those sentiments. How excited are you to be back here in a place that meant so much to your grandfather, to your family, making your second professional fight on a world championship card with Shakur and Jamel, too?
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, it's an honor to be, sitting here with Shakur Stevenson and Jamel Herring. I mean, it's an honor to be a part of this card, and I think it's very important to me to be in Atlanta because of the history, obviously, with my grandfather, and my aunt fought here as well. So it's just a really exciting time in my life, and I'm really excited for this journey.
Your pro debut, how did you feel? One fight under your belt. I'd have to imagine a little bit of weight has to be off your shoulders getting that one under your belt as we move forward here to fight number 2. How did you feel after your first fight, and kind of the attention that it garnered afterwards?
Yeah, no, I mean, it was super exciting. Everyone I've talked to, whether it be Mike Tyson, Tyson Fury, or, any other professional fighter that I look up to, has said that the first fight is always the hardest because you don't know what to expect. But I'm blessed now that I've gotten the first fight over with, and now I'm just looking forward to having fun and enjoying the rest of, my boxing career.
I'm sure, and I think everyone's looking forward to seeing you once again as well as you continue to grow in your boxing career, and we're glad that you can be here and be on this card. So thank you for joining us.
No, thank you for having me.
All right, let's move on to our main event now. And Bob, if I can just get a quick comment on the main event. Great fight, undefeated fighter, a former world champion at 126, our current world champion at 130. This is the goods. This is what boxing is all about. 2 of the very best in the sport coming together to have a fight where not only is it a mandatory situation, but I mean, you're hungry for a belt in a second division. You knew this was coming. You guys have been, I'll say, acquaintances, and we'll get to that in a minute, but your thoughts on the matchup here with these two who are very familiar with each other.
One thing I know, and this is our first fight, I believe, ever in Atlanta for Top Rank, and we wanted it to be a humdinger, a really great fight. So we have the champion, Jamel Herring, who is a tough guy. You don't serve 2 tours of duty as a Marine in Iraq unless you're a tough guy. Now, the knock on Jamel had been that he didn't have much punching power, but he showed that he did when he recently stopped the great Frampton, Carl Frampton, from the UK. So I know that he is poised and ready for this fight, and you'll see the fighting Marine in action. Now, it's no easy task for him because he faces the young man that many of us in boxing have been touting for years as being the new face of boxing, the new star in boxing, the guy who will beat everybody on his way to superstar glory. And so far, Shakur Stevenson has demonstrated that ability. Now, he knows this is a tough fight, but he always comes prepared. And so I guarantee you all I'm in Georgia, so I can say you all, right? I
Y'all.
guarantee you all that you will be seeing a tremendous, tremendous competitive main event on October 23rd.
Shakur, how are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
All right. You getting ready to fight for another world title? Second division that you're going for a world title shot. You captured a belt at 26, vacated. Now you're up at 130. You've been here for quite some time. You knew this was coming. You earned the mandatory position. Let's first talk about the opportunity to win a world title in your second weight class.
It's definitely an amazing opportunity. We back here, back again, fighting for another world title. My last world title I fought in October. This world title I fight in October. It's going to be no different. I'm coming in to dominate. Jamel is a solid fighter. He got a great team around him, but it's going to be my night. That's how I feel. So.
Your thoughts on fighting here in Atlanta, State Farm Arena? It's a place, like Bob said, is becoming another hotbed for boxing. Just the opportunity to expose your skills to a different audience here in the South.
Yeah, I mean, this is my type of audience at the end of the day, so I love Atlanta. My mother used to live in Atlanta, so I came here a lot. This is definitely my type of crowd, so I'm definitely going to try to be a crowd pleaser, try to put on the best performance that I can, and I'm going to show up.
Speaking of being a crowd pleaser, I know talking to you after the fight last time, you weren't thrilled with your performance. That's fair to say, right?
Yes.
So with that being said, what could the fans that are purchasing tickets tomorrow to join us in Atlanta expect from Shakur? Obviously, different opponent, different stakes, but what can they expect from you to bring? Something a little bit different?
I think they should expect a superstar to be born at the end of the day. I feel like Jamel Herring is a solid fighter. The better the fighter is, the better I get. So I feel like he's going to try to come in there and turn me up, and I'm going to turn up.
And much has been dubbed in this promotion, you know, when friends become enemies, or, you know, putting your friendship aside. But you've kind of said friends with the eye emojis, more like acquaintances. How would you kind of describe your relationship with Jamel? I mean, you guys share nutritionists, you share publicists, you've been in the gym together. But in your own words, so you can put out there, how would you describe, you know, the status of your relationship with him?
He's just a friend of my family at the end of the day. He's not my friend. He's not nobody I talk to outside of boxing. We don't got no relationship outside of boxing, so he's somebody I see around, and he mess with the same people that I mess with. But other than that, we not friends. I never really been his friend. He's cool people. I don't got no problem with him at all, but it ain't like I check up on him whenever I'm not fighting, or he check up on me, so I don't consider that a friend.
So it's all business once you step inside the ring, and then afterwards?
Yeah, it's definitely business. Afterwards, it is what it is. We could go out and eat, or we could go out to a club or something. I don't mind, but at the end of the day, I'm coming here to handle business, and I'm going to make sure I win.
All right. Thank you, Shakur. Appreciate you. And we're going to get over to the champ now. Jamel, how you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, Christina? Good to see you.
Likewise.
How's the baby doing?
The babies are doing great. Thank you so much. That is just like you to ask about the family, and I appreciate that. And they're going to be here to watch you guys on October 23rd.
We do that photo.
I have to have them in attendance. And I know before training you kind of put on the headset and you've done some commentary, but now it's time to get in the gym, time to get to work as you get ready for your fight here against Shakur. Although you're the champion, you kind of come in this underdog role, and it's something that you're not unfamiliar with. That has been the case before. Yet you've continued to prove doubters wrong, and you're looking to do that one more time on October 23rd and walk away with that strap still around your waist.
Oh yeah, of course. But like I said, I look at every fight different. This fight is no easier than any fight that I had in the past. You know, like I said, I always gave Shakur his respect. I know what I'm going up against. You know, but that's what motivates me to go in the gym and do what I have to do. Like I said, I don't look over, I take anyone lightly, as I would say, but. You know, like I say, it's familiar territory, and just another day in the life of Jamel Herring, so that's just how it is.
Bob mentioned your spectacular performance against Carl Frampton, and it seems like you just elevated your game to another level against that type of opposition, and many expect you to do the same thing again against Shakur Stevenson. What is it about you that brings out the very best when the stakes are higher?
I felt like in that fight, I had no choice. You know, you've seen what happened with the fight before that. So I take all those things that I've gone through from the criticism, and me and Shakur have a critic in the same order, which is, guys like Tim Bradley. Tim came down on me hard, just like he does everyone else. And like I just take everything that was said then, and I just put it to the back burner. But I also remind myself of why I need to go take care of business. And there's no difference here. Of course, they make Shakur out to be the future superstar, and like I said again, I believe he will be a future star in his own right. But it's just that right now we focus on the now, and I still feel like I still have things to prove myself, and I'm just gonna go out there and do what I gotta do.
It's interesting to hear you say in your 4th title defense that you still feel like you have things to prove to yourself. What is it that you still feel like you have to prove?
Hold on, my man Jay over there, Winky Wright. I always point out Winky Wright. Winky Wright was a southpaw in his own right, and Winky Wright didn't get the respect or the big names till later on in his career, even after he was a world champion and when he fought the great Shane Mosley. So and I also look at like guys like Bernard Hopkins as well. Bernard didn't really get his shine until he fought Tito Trinidad at 36 years old, and that's when he started getting the proper respect that he wanted. So that's why I don't really complain about things like I seen guys that laid the ground for fighters such as myself in the past, what they've been through, and they just sucked it up and just continue to work. So I just feel like as long as I continue to work and do what I gotta do, I'll get my just due down the end of the road. So right now I'm just grateful, and I'm just enjoying just being a world champion, because not too many thought I was gonna be a world champion to begin with. So every day, still holding that title is a blessing.
And do you feel like, there's been a little bit of talk in social media back and forth between the two of you, and that's okay, that's all good. It's a sport where we got 2 extremely confident young men going at it. But do you feel like maybe Shakur is taking this fight a little bit more personally than you are?
No, not so really, because I've seen Shakur be worse. And like I've seen him at worse, and at times I say like, okay, this is just building a fight, it's just boxing chatter. But like you just gotta tune it out, because at the end of the day, we both got what we wanted, which is the fight. It's a big fight. I actually feel like this is probably the biggest fight in the division right now with everything going on. This is probably one of the biggest fights in the division. But for the most part, with the social media, I gotta thank my daughter Cameron, because like I said, now we're living in an era where kids see everything, and my daughter was just like, Dad, why is everybody attacking you? I'm like, but that's just the belly of the beast, as I would say. But it is what it is, but it's a great fight, and I just look forward to just going in there and put on a great show for the fans in October.
And I'd be remiss as well if I didn't ask you about fighting at State Farm Arena here in Atlanta. A chance to, as Bob said, put together pretty much an all-American fight card in such a great city. Just your thoughts about displaying your skills to a different boxing audience than maybe we've been used to in the past.
I think as of lately, Atlanta alone has been growing as another city for boxing in just the past couple of months. So it's actually just great just to not be in a bubble. Like for us to say that, it's great to actually have fans now in attendance for a change. And because the fans do play a huge part, especially in these big fights. Sometimes you need that crowd to push you and get you riled up. So and I definitely believe that Atlanta's going to have that great atmosphere that we're both going to feed upon on October 23rd.
Lastly, do you feel like you were there watching Shakur's last performance, you kind of heard some of the boos that people, even though he dominated the fight and won every round, do you feel like you can bring out of him something that will really, set the crowd off on the 23rd?
Like I said, I was there and I heard the reaction, but I didn't go off of that because I know how talented he is at the end of the day. So I don't feed into what people say or think. That's their opinion. But at the end of the day, they're not in there with a guy like Shakur or whatever, or with the elite fighters. So I didn't really go off on that. But I believe that in terms of him, like he sounds a lot more hungrier. So I think that's going to bring a lot more out of him. It's going to make for a better fight between the both of us, because we both have something to prove in our own rights. Like like he's young, he's hungry, and he wants to be a 2-divisional champion, which I respect. Me, I feel like, as I've always been counted out, I feel like I'm still just fighting for my respect. But that's what keeps me motivated and hungry. So I think this fight is basically going to bring out the best in us, and we'll just see how it goes at the end of the day.
And we will see how it goes. It's going down October 23rd, live on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and streaming on ESPN. Plus, tickets go on sale tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern, Ticketmaster.com, and then later at the State Farm box office. Bob, we'll be back here in October.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I hope the Falcons win a couple of games, you know, so people are a little happy on October 23rd. I think they play the Giants as my football team. Before that, they can lose that game and win all the others, right? But this is a great sports city. You broke my heart, really, the truth, when the Hawks from nowhere played their hearts out and beat my Knicks in the playoffs. But this kid Young is some talent, you know. And for me personally, because I'm a little political, it's great to be back in Georgia, where we've turned the place from red to at least purple, and we're gonna do great in November here, right? Because we don't want, I mean, as great as a football player as the other guys have, I mean, he doesn't belong, I think, in the Senate. You have the Reverend Warnock, who's done a terrific job in the Senate, and I hope he gets reelected, and I know I'm going to get in trouble for going into politics.
Well, not by me. You are the boss, so you do what you need to do. But I'd like to thank Nico, Shakur, Jamel, and of course Bob Aaron for joining me. Did you have something else?
Yeah,
the Jamel Herring show needs to...
No. I just want to take time to thank Top Rank and my manager, Brian McIntyre's over there playing pool, probably on his phone.
He needs to bring that belt up here, Bomac.
MTK, right. MTK Global, my sponsors at Adidas Boxing, King Shocks, and Buster. And of course, my First to Fight management group.
All right, thank you to our lovely TR Knockouts as well. We forgot to mention the girls, Bob.
What?
Our knockouts.
Yeah, I know. We have, hey, come here, girls.
Come here, guys.
Come. Look at this. Which other company has beautiful, beautiful women like we have with the Top Rank Knockouts? And the Top Rank Knockouts, right? Thanks. And the top, and we got two others in Tucson because we have a fight there tomorrow. So this is going to be a great, great show. The Knockouts will be here. The Knockouts always take pictures with the fans before the fights. So it's going to be a really fun evening, October 23rd. And I personally, and for everybody at Top Rank, look forward to this event in the great city of Atlanta.
All right, nothing more to say here. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, ESPN Plus and Top Rank's YouTube.
We gonna do a face-off?
You already know. Okay, I just gonna close us out if that's okay. I think he's licking his chops to get face-to-face here with Jamel. I'm Christina Poncher. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We'll see you in October. All right, let's go up here. Leave your mics on.